All right. Hello and welcome everybody to the fourth session of the Katasa Red Door mini course. And the grand finale, Laura is going to take us through how to set up a broadcast. And let me read the full title real quick. What we're going to do, what Laura is going to do, Laura Philpot, a simple process of setting up the Red Door for your first healing broadcast. And the disclaimer, we do not provide medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. We share the approach of the ancient Katase and pre-flood Egyptian mystery teachings to live a healthy, happy, and passionately fulfilled life. So again, hi everybody. As my name is Helmut, and I am here with my friends Laura and Laura again, and my beautiful, beautiful wife, Kay Cadell Whitaker. Hi, Kay.
Hi.
And as we go through this, post in the comments, say hi, and post your questions as we go. We're going to take some time at the end, if we have some time, to get to those questions. And to just as a reminder, this is the last teaching session of the course. Tomorrow, we are going to have a Q&A about all the sessions and everything Red Door. So keep that in mind. And let's get started. Laura.
Hi there. I really want to share that I have a lot of passion regarding the Red Door. I spent years and years trying to find ways to help my son that has autism. I read countless books, went to countless webinars and conferences. And when I found the Red Door in 2019, I was like, finally, I found something that's going to help. So I have a lot of passion for this, and I'm really hoping that as we go through this, you'll realize how simple it is and how much it gives you power to be able to help yourself. So to recap, the Red Door uses sacred geometry, and it creates a scalar wave that we can connect to and help us to get yes and no answers. But in order to do that, we have to create a witness packet. And let me just jump first. Get everything together. And what you will need is like some tape, some scissors. And when I say about a witness card and the witness of the broadcast form, I tried to make them so they'd be easier to see it from my clipboard. If you can see that one is the witness card, and this one's the broadcast card. I'll give you an idea. So what we do is we cut them out, and we're going to make them. You don't touch the line. You're going to cut that one out too. Get it all ready, and you want a picture of your target, which this is mine here. This is my bowl. I'm going to take out. Got a lot of stuff in it. So I already gave permission, and I did it. So here's my signature on the inside. And Laura Ketty has an amazing way of having, if she's working with somebody else, she'll have them send her their signature and she'll write it in. But I have also worked with animals, and I just write their name in, or I'll put a little bit of their hair in there and tape it on there, so that I'm connecting with my pet or another animal. Let's see. So you also need a Ziploc bag, and let's see, a whole lot of intention. So I always say to myself, get grounded, center yourself, feel in your song, feel who and what you are, and create with a happy heart. Because oftentimes, if you're worried about somebody you're working on, it's going to throw off your questioning. It's going to throw everything off. So let me recap. You need a witness card, a broadcast card, a picture. And if you're going to do like a property, which here's a witness packet for our property. I'll show you a little bit of that. You can get Google Maps and have a great picture of the top part of it. Here's a picture of our property. And I write the address down. Hopefully you won't be able to read that. The witness card, it says Philpot House. And then just kind of a little statement. So if I'm going to broadcast something to our house, it has the identification, the signature of that property. I've done the same thing with one of our pets. This particular pet had a run-in with a sibling and had a really huge gash on her leg. And so I made a witness packet for her. And I also took a picture of her wound, and then I circled it and said, heal. And within days, it was healed. It was really quite amazing. Let's see. So the wonderful thing about this mini course, or this, what do we call that? We call it the Jump In program, is it has so many wonderful things. Once you make your witness packet, you have your intention, and you will take your pendulum and you will ask, does this have a charge? Does this connect to my target? And if it says yes, then you got it. You focus when you're putting it together on your target, because you want it to have that connection. So when you start asking questions about, like when she got hurt, I'd ask questions like, does she need pain rates? Yes. And I can go through and figure out which pain rates. Does she need something for inflammation? Yes. I go through and find out which ones that she needs for inflammation. Did she need a coherence rate? Yes. So I'm going to show you those too. So what I was saying about the Jump In program is that it has so many things already written for you. It has coherence, and there's like 9 different things for that. EMF, there's like 6 different things for that. Now, don't quote me on these. Oxygen, there's like 8 different ones. Water, 6. Environment, 7. Biosystems, 12. Cancellation out of programs. You can get started as soon as your red door arrives. All you have to do is make that little witness packet, and you're ready to go. So it has coherence, detox, and songs in the coherence packet. Sometimes you have to write a statement, and I'll tell you what I've done. Kay has this in the quick course too, and I made it really small and kind of laminated it. And it has stuff. It has vocabulary to help you write statements if you want, like nurture. Let's see here. Detox, disappear, eliminate, dissolve. And so you can use those to make a statement about what you want. I always start off with thank you. Thank you for clearing, healing, releasing. You come up with whatever statement that you feel and ask, is this an appropriate statement? Yes or no? I always ask, because there's been a few times I put something in that I didn't ask. Now, it didn't hurt anybody. It caused a healing reaction. I'm like, oh no. But there's a rate for that too. Well, let's see if I'm missing anything. Let's see. We have questions and answers on Sunday. We also have a Red Door mini mentorship on Saturdays, the first of the month, first Saturday of each month. And I sure hope all of you are excited about this and look into it further. It's so empowering. Am I missing anything as far as the witness packet? There's always intention, and you always have to have permission before you actually start working on somebody. Let's see here. This is how thick that coherence program is. I mean, I don't know if you can see it. You have a lot of information that will help you get started. I mean, as soon as your red door arrives, you have power. Oh, I wanted to show you what it looks like when the coherence is kind of all cut out and all ready to go. I've even made some little teeny mini ones because I have so many bowls that it was easier to print them off tiny and just stick them in. I also, whenever I'm working with a bowl, I keep the picture on top because all your work is about your focus and attention. Staying focused and attention, not letting that babble jump in. One of the things that Kay teaches, and it's very important in your healing work, is the no-nos. No expectation, no judgments, no arrogance, no blind beliefs, because those things will affect your outcome, your questioning. Power is right in front of you. Is there any questions?
Let me check. Thank you, Laura. Beautiful, very quick and simple on how people get started. Let me check. Lorraine had a question about why you need Ziploc bags.
Oh, it kind of helps put it all together for an intention. So whenever we're going to work with somebody, we want it to connect to our target, whether it's the property or the dog or a plant or a person. The more you have put in your intention into making the witness packet, I test and see if it's charged, if it's actually connecting to this person. And I've yet to have one not connect. But I'm really clear whenever I'm putting it together, what I'm doing and my purpose for it is to connect. So when it's in the red door, it's going to connect. And then I ask, is this connecting to? Oh, I did want to talk about the coherence programs as well, because when I am going to douse which one would be best for me, I run my finger down, just like Laura was teaching yesterday. I run my finger down as which one of these programs would this be appropriate to go in my bowl at this time? Yes or no? And then basically it will say yes or no, and then I'll move on to the next one. And that's also in the quick start. There's also an anatomy system, which and a disorder system. So we'll go all through all the different anatomy things, and they come with a quick start. Let me give you an example of it. It has your adrenals, blood, bone, brain, goes all through all kinds of anatomy. And when you're dousing, you just put your finger on it. And these particular ones, they use a specific rate that you put in the bowl, which is degree of efficiency or general vitality. And that is really taught well for Kay in her mini course. So is there any other questions?
Yeah. Nancy is asking, can you remind me what I learned about using or not using pencil when you are writing on the Post-it?
Yeah. Well, you don't always know exactly what's in a pencil. It's mostly graphite now, but we don't know how pure that is as well. So we found that just a regular ballpoint pen works best. I also don't use permanent markers. It just doesn't, when I've tested it, I don't use it in the bowl. I don't want to add anything. Well, I only want healing, so I don't want to add anything that it needs to be detoxed out. I also want to share that as far as like when Kay was talking about the agents and reagents, one time I actually was outside and I actually got into a hornet's nest, and they were all over, and I was kind of smacking them away, and somehow I actually killed one of them, and I had like, I don't know, 5 bee stings, and so I took that little hornet and I put it in a little paper and wrapped it up and then put it in with the anti-reagent. And I wrote a statement, help clear, heal, and release toxins from these stings. Now, normally, if ever I got stung, it would swell up nice and big and get that really hard, red, hot area, and then it would be followed with a lot of itching. None of that happened. None of that happened. And I have a few friends that are, I have their witness packet for that very reason. If they get stung, they're highly allergic to it. I have it all ready to go. Now, I'm not going to say go about and don't do the EpiPen, but that worked perfect for me. So that's just another example of how you can use an agent or reagent to help you heal. Did I answer that?
Yeah. Joanne, can you use the same bowl? I'm forgetting this. Can you use the same bowl for different people and different healing intentions? Only one person / intention in a bowl at a time.
You actually can use several people in a bowl, but you got to remember that the bowl creates the scalar wave. And let's just say you put 2 people in there. It's going to split that scalar wave in half, and one person will get half of the broadcast, the other person will get the other half of the broadcast, but they're going to get the same statement or same program that will be also split. So they'll get half of whatever it is. Now, sometimes I'm sharing bowls with one of my pets, and I'll literally take out the pet with whatever programs are and put in another pet, and for 12 hours at a time. And you're still splitting it, but you only have so many red doors at your disposal. I'm like, sorry, I'm taking you out. Let's see, am I missing anything as far as that?
I think, to be clear, you cannot put 2 people with different intentions and statements in at the same time.
Right. It has, if you let's just say you want to use decrease inflammation. That's okay to put in, because it's just going to split that. It's going to decrease inflammation in each one of them, but it will divide it. And depending on how many things you have in the bowl, like I'll show you what's in my bowl. I have all of those. So now you divide all those. Let's just say if they needed the exact same things, you're still going to divide those in half. But the bowl works 24/7. Where are you going to get that? That's like wow to me. 24/7. It just keeps on going. I don't have to plug it in. Although every once in a while I'm like, hey, you're not working. And I'll like go over and go, how come you're not working? And I'll take out my stuff and I'll shuffle through it, and I'll take out my pendulum. I go, well, wait a minute, there's a dead fly in there. It just turned itself off. Okay, clean you all. But it also can be, like I have stuck in a rate to help clear garlic. I have really hard time with garlic. And it's a hot sheet. It's one of those sheets that you're only supposed to leave it in for a short period of time. The bowl shuts off if you don't need it anymore, or it's going to cause anything. It just shuts off. That's been my experience with it. I don't know about Laura, but like, oh, I forgot that. I forgot to take that out. Or it'll wake me up in the middle of the night. Like, can I get up and take that right out?
All right. Just to make sure for Joanne, yes, you can use the bowl for different people. You broadcast to one and then take that one out and put the next one in, if that's what you want, if you have more than one person to work on, or animal, or whatever.
Here, I'll show you something. Hold on.
Yeah, I had a family who had a cold. The entire family went down with a cold. So they have a family picture. They have individual witness packages, but they wrote the family, also put the family picture in and said, they all got that one broadcast. There are 4 of them, and they all had the one viral or cold and flu broadcast, and it divided, 25% basically each one got, but it was just one program. Not that they couldn't have put more in, but it was shared.
I do that too. When it's needed, because you only have so many bowls. I take like these. I got a whole bunch of them. I'll put a name on it. I'm not going to show you any name, but they're just an envelope. I just cut the top off because oftentimes I'm switching in and out people. I don't want to lose what I'm broadcasting because I have to switch somebody out. So I just slip it in, and I have like a little tray. A little tray that holds it, file tray. And
so Laura, what's all in that pile?
This one?
Yeah, not exactly. So that's programs and a witness for each of those people.
Yes, yeah. And when I'm switching them out, I'll have the witness program in here, and I'll actually write their name on it so that I know who I'm switching out.
That's cool.
It happens a lot. Like, oh, sorry, you're coming out, you're going in. And I don't want to, you'll get all these papers all over the place and you mix them up. It just doesn't work. So I have a little filing system. I just set them in, and then I'll switch it out. I'll grab the next one.
So you could have one for each kid if you had one bowl.
Or pet, or I'm working on other people that have issues. Then I just kind of swap them out.
Cool.
Really helpful. Well, and we'll do more of that kind of talk because every first Saturday of the month, starting at 10 for 2 hours, we're going to have a Red Door mentorship. That means if you get into this course and you need a little help, we're there for you, because Laura was there for me. and I'm so passionate about this. I want to do whatever I can to help people do it. The planet needs it, and we need it as humanity, because we're creating thought forms that's going out there, and you're getting firsthand the ability to help yourself, to empower yourself. Like I said, I spent years trying to find the answers, years and years and years. Not necessarily because they're all thought forms. Am I right? I'm right. It says, do rates work better?
You're jumping ahead.
Do rates work better than statements? I tend to put statements and target pictures. Not necessarily. I mean, I do target pictures as well. But when you're putting something in the bowl, it's your intention. It's like when I said, when I start working with the bowl, I create with a happy heart. I sit down, I get in my song, I connect with the energy that's all around me, and I'm using the bowl because it's picking up my thoughts. And there are times it's really hard for me to sit down in front of the bowl because my masks are just taking over. And that's the case. I open the bowl completely and I help clear the space. Because I'm like, I want to sit down and do this. I want to do this. And what's stopping me? I'll get a drink of water, go for a walk, get in my song, sit down with my intention and because when you're working with the Red Door, it's listening to you. So if your mind's off going all over, you're not going to have that accuracy with your pendulum. You have to be focused. And I have to say, Kay said yesterday or the day before, oh, it's just really easy and you just come away feeling all vibrant. I do that now when I'm working with the Red Door, but when I first started, I had to learn to keep my attention and my focus. And that in our society is very hard. I'm much better at it now. I remember just doing that first evaluation form. I got down 3 of them and I was like, how did Laura go through 3 sheets all, in 2.5 hours with me sitting there watching? I didn't know how she did it. I was so tired and exhausted because I needed to increase my attention and focus and learn how to do that. And that's what the Red Door will help you do. Any other
All
questions?
right. Yeah, let's go to the next one. Ricky, so if the chemicals from a pencil or marker can create a negative effect, how come those little plastic bags don't have a negative effect?
They seem to be inert, like the pendulum. It doesn't really take up on the thought forms. At least that's what I've noticed. Have you noticed it picking up anything? I haven't. No. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yep.
laminated things haven't really.
Yeah, it's rare. Yeah, it's rare. You can use plastics as an anti-reagent and like put it in a little jar, baggie or something. Or even a paper baggie if you want to use those instead. But you're adding paper into the vibration that's getting sent. So you just need to ask about those things and intend your message that you're trying to write on that paper, or it's printed already on the paper, or you have it in a reagent or anti-reagent. So you could put plastic in a little jar, make an anti-reagent to pop in the bowl, and tell the bowl to detox you from the plastic, all the plastic, big chunks of plastic, tiny chunks, nano-sized chunks, micro chunks. We got all these. It's inundation of plastics these days, but mostly because we're eating it, we're breathing it. And when we're using it this way in the bowl, it doesn't seem to pick it up. Bowl seems to pick that up in your intention that it should ignore it. And it does.
Okay.
There's another question here. It says, how many rates can you put into a bowl at a time? Well, I've seen some of Laura bowls, and they seem like they're right up to the rim. But you got to remember that each rate will divide the scalar wave. It'll divide the juju that it's getting. So sometimes I have rates that I really want more attention to, and that's why I'll also swap rates out for myself. You know, it'll say go in, I'll ask, like, how long should this be in? And it'll say maybe 2 weeks, and then I'll reassess. But sometimes I have a group of things that I want to focus on, and another one that I don't, and I have more than one bowl, so it also makes it easier. But when I first started out, I didn't. So I would put things that I wanted more attention on in for a while, for a certain period of time, and then I'll take those out and put other ones in, because I wanted the full wave. I didn't want it divided into a whole bunch like that. That's a tiny amount compared to some of Laura's. But it still works. It does.
It all works.
24/7 and 24/7. Yeah, it doesn't shut off unless you get a fly or if something needs to come out. Or
All right. Ricky has a question. Can you give more examples of statements you write and why use certain wording?
Laura, you want to start with that one? Oh, I have a.
Yeah. There's the two most fabulous ones, clear and eliminate. And what we've found, what Kay found and taught us, not we, let's just go to the point, Kay found and taught us, was, starting any of our statements with thank you has this gratitude is like magic in so many different ways. And there's on the YouTubes, on our YouTube station, Kay talks about gratitude. So if you search the YouTube station, you'll hear it was right before a gratitude ceremony, and she talks about it. But gratitude is a manifesting gift in itself. And so starting out saying thank you, you like it's already done. It's putting that that energy out there. But my two favorite, and I use the most right after, is clear and eliminate. But there's stop too. Thank you for stopping pain. That just, power of words are everything. What you got, Laura?
This is like a picture of the vagus nerve. Now, you wouldn't want to use like an anatomy picture out of an anatomy book that's like a cadaver or something like that, because well, you just want something like a drawing. But this is a picture of the vagus nerve. And I wrote, thank you for the vibrantly healthy vagus nerve for optimal mood, immune response, digestion, and heart rate. That's just taking a picture and saying, here, help the vagus nerve.
Yeah, help is one of those great words.
Huh?
Help.
Thank you. Oh, yeah, health.
Well, help. H-E-L-P is what you said.
Oh, thank you for a vibrantly healthy vagus nerve for optimal mood, immune response, digestion, and heart rate. So, I do write that, and I do have. I mean, this is in the quick start?
It is in quick start, yes.
Yeah, and it's really amazing because you can nourish, normalize, mend, love, maintain, balance. I mean, strength, support. I mean, you have to play with it. But Laura's right. I always start with thank you, because it has a certain energy. It has a vibration, and then you're also seeing it already done. And remember, we're putting in a thought form, an intention. Yeah.
Okay. And the whole coherence book rates different programs with statements. They are statements, and they pretty much all start out with thank you, right, Kay?
A good piece of them. Yeah. I don't know if it's quite half yet, but
It's getting close to half.
yeah.
Coherence
All
is
the
like
more recent.
Yeah.
All the more recent ones. I've started with thank you. Every once in a while, the words get traded around a little bit, and thank you is down a couple of words, but that's all.
And I
They
always
work.
ask.
They work so good. Yeah.
I always ask the pendulum, is this appropriate? Even when I start working with the bowl, I don't have my pendulum. Somehow I just lost it. I'll ask. When I first start and put the witness packet in, I'll ask. I'll say stuff like, I'll ask a question that I already know. My name is Laura. Yes. And oftentimes I'll go, I want to be healthy. And I know I want to be healthy. I'll just see which way it goes. And if I'm having trouble with the pendulum connecting with me, I'll drink some water. I'll go for a walk. I'll meditate for just a little bit. I find my song. It's all about intention.
Okay, next question is from Laureen. I have more than one thing in my body I want to work on. How do I know what to work on first? For example, I want to remove, disappear lead and heal heavy varicose veins.
Well, the Red Door Quick Start has evaluation forms in it. I'll give you an example of those. I think I might have already showed you. But I love these, and I started using these first. Like this one, this is what it looks like. It's a spreadsheet. You're not going to be able to read it, but it's a spreadsheet. And this particular one has anatomy. So you put in the degree of efficiency. It's a code that you put in the bowl. And this is taught by Kay in that quick course. And then I'll set the evaluation sheet down next to me, and I'll start Gosh, where did I put my pendulum? Oh, wily little guy. And I'll put my finger on the first one, and then see I have the rate for degree of efficiency in, which would, and then I'll start asking. Like the first one is adrenals. Are my and in the red door, health when you're doing this evaluation form is 60, because our society is actually it would be nice if it was 100, but there's so many toxins and stuff in our environment that 60 is actually health now. As health as, I have had some people, and especially kids, be like 70 or something like that, or maybe even a little bit more, but most people, if it's 60, they're doing pretty good. So I touch the anatomy part, and I'll ask, I always start at the top. Is my adrenals 60 or above? That's a no for me, and it might be mirrored for you. Okay, is it 50 and above? Oh, nope. Is it 40 and above? Is it 30 and above? 20 and above? I'm asking this wrong. Is it higher than 20? No. Is it higher than 30? No. Is it higher than 10? Oh boy, this is scary. Is it 11, 12, 13? See, I'm different as far as when I start counting up in between the two numbers, my hand will let me know in between those 5 numbers if it's a yes or no, if that's it. So I always start at 60 is the number. I think I said it wrong. Is it higher than 60? No. Is it lower than 60? No. Well, anyway, I don't have the number in there, so I can't really give you the exact thing, and I'm a little bit stressed.
Breathe, Laura. It's all good. And just to clarify, this is the degree of efficiency is a scale from 0 to 100. And 0, you're dead. And 100 is perfect. And nobody is perfect, especially in our culture. And that's what Laura was referring to, that most of us with degree of efficiency, with our overall being, health, and any parts of our being, we are somewhere in the 50s and 60s, and we're doing good in this culture. A lot of people, some people make it into the 70s. I don't know if you ever have had anybody in the 80s, Kay?
I think the Hedekas might have been sometimes, but mostly they were in the 70s. Nobody else goes as high as 80.
But the cool part is, as you keep working with the red door, you observe as that efficiency increases. You can check that. You can verify that with the bowl as you do broadcasts. That's why we're doing it. So very cool.
Yeah, and like this anatomy sheet, you go through and you figure out where you might have some stress, and you'll find that it's like a system, whether it's the liver or the digestive system or your nervous system. I mean, once you go through it, you go all the way down through it. You look at the patterns and you look at the low ones, and then you can address those.
Yeah. I think in like Lorraine's case, if you know what you want to address, you can, that's what's so cool about the analysis that Laura's showing. If you don't know how to address those things, doing the analysis will allow you to know what is more critical and what needs to be addressed first. If you also know what you want, like I want to work on my eyes, and that's what I want to work on. But, if I have one bowl and I've got to figure out between, in Lorraine's case, removing heavy metals or varicose veins, douse. Ask the question, can I put these both in at the same time? and have that effect? Or should I run one of these things first? And for how long, how many days, or how long of time, and then put the other one in? It'll tell you. It'll tell you exactly how to, I call it the dance, or write your own recipe, in the bowl. What order a business, I made a egg dish last night we call cheesy puff. And there's a science to get, the egg to puff, and you have to do things in a certain order to get the outcome you want. I'm sure it would have tasted just as good putting it all in, but to get it to puff, there's a little, order of business. And that's the same thing as doing this, is like, and just to tell you, get the metal out first. You'd be surprised, the veins might go away if you get the metal out first.
All
There
right.
might be, I just want to say one quick thing. The two problems that you may thought are very, very different aren't related to each other, but they may be very related. One might be the cause of the other. And those are questions you need to ask.
Good point. All right. I hope that answered. Next one is from Amanda. Do rates work better than statements? I tend to put statements with target pictures and then heal, remove, detox.
Didn't we already answer this one? Maybe we did.
Nope. No, we did the how many rates can you put into a bowl at a time?
I think Laura did jump ahead once and answer this question.
Oh, okay.
But we can answer Amanda again.
Any more thoughts to that?
Putting those statements in with the target, saying he'll remove, detox, is a great way of doing it. Absolutely great.
Okay, we got another one from Laureen. Can you broadcast for focusing?
Yes, you can. Write a statement.
Okay, that was simple. Ricky, next one. Could you give an exact example of the wording for a reagent?
I did give that with the hornet stings. I thank you for helping clear, heal, and release the toxins from the bee stings. And it worked great. And I put it in with that reagent rate. I mean, seriously, I didn't have any effect. I didn't even know a day later that I had gotten stung 5 times.
Hey, Kay, too, how would you broadcast, like if you wanted, you want to broadcast a supplement, do you just put the supplement in, or do you write a statement with it?
There's usually words with it. Yeah. Something that is appropriate, because the supplement might be to add to the body, putting into the body, and to heal and to make better, like vitamins, things like that. Or it could be an anti-reagent, wanting to take something out of the body, detox it, antidote it, those kind of words. And you just need to play with that. Try to think up all the different kinds of words or wording that you want to have in your statement, and douse, like Laura was saying, douse to see if the wording is correct. Do you need to change one of these words? You might have really loved that word that you wanted to use so badly. If the pendulum in the bowl doesn't like it, it just means it's not as efficient. Isn't going to work so good for you. So you got to find another word that's going to work better. And the best way is to read through the coherence book and read the language, read slow, feel it, kind of try to see, maybe read it over and over and see what that program is saying, how it's working, what it is telling the bowl to do, what stages are things going through for healing for that body with that particular program. And that will be teaching you how to write up your own little statements that are the detailed for your needs in the moment.
Okay, there's a follow-up question to the reagent. Question from Bricky. Can you define or explain reagent?
Laura, you want to take that one?
Sure. Where and Kay mentioned it earlier, reagents or little samples that we'd put in the bowl. So, Kay, I don't have any samples nearby. So,
Yeah.
you know,
this is-
I call them jars of good guys and jars of bad guys.
that's exactly.
And so those are a reagent is the good guy, or it's any kind of jar, but and then we'll say anti-reagent is, you know, those are kind of the statement. So the sample itself is a reagent.
All right. I hope that answered. Amanda shared something. Great story. I like using the bowl for manifesting too. When I was looking for a new job, I put a wish list of what I wanted in the bowl. It worked. Yeah.
Outstanding.
Well done. And the next one, I hope I'm pronouncing the name correctly. Aya. Does the bowl work on emotional issues?
Yep, sure does. Any
Yeah.
kind of emotional issues and problems.
The coherence.
And coherence, especially. There are plenty of other rates and programs that have been around for a long time that work on all kinds of psychiatric conditions. I do find that coherence is work with the bowl works better, more intense, it's faster, more complete.
There is.
I gotta-
Oh, sorry, Kay. I'm sorry.
Oh, you go ahead.
I just the song with the jump in program, the starting package. They get the songs CD, song and depression, I think, or just song. I forget which one, but it has that. So that has a lot of that juju in it too.
Mm-hmm. I wanted to ask Laura, what are some of the more specific things that you did with the bowl that helped your autistic son?
Well, there's a long list for that, but I will start.
Examples, just yeah.
Well, he had definitely some strep stuck in his body that would cause what we call anxiety, and we call it pandas. And he would have flares certain times of the month. It's like that it would just kind of flare up, and then oh, he couldn't sleep. He would just be isming, a lot of vocal tics and stuff. So that was one of the things I addressed in there. I also have Lyme disease, and I had it when I had him in utero. So he did test for some Lyme and co-infections, and so. And in fact, one of them was Bartonella. And, you know, there's like 30 different strands of Bartonella. So I just found the list of the Bartonella, and then I started going through each of the Bartonella, finding out, does he have an issue with this Bartonella? Or, I don't remember the exact question I asked, but I went all the way through and found the exact ones that he was having an issue with, and I stuck those in the bowl. He was also having some PTSD from an automobile accident we had. And so I put some statements in there just to help calm and help clear some of that trauma. And there's wonderful rates for shock and fear. And I put those in as well. I seem to always have the rate in there for inflammation. So I was addressing also the blood-brain barrier and inflammation in his brain. And that seems to go up and down. And it probably most likely, he is gluten-free and dairy-free, but he doesn't want to necessarily do the carnivore diet yet, but I'm working on it. And I'm absolutely certain that some of the flares that go up and down with his brain is the food that he's eating. And so I'd also plug Kay's health course. It's just absolutely wonderful. Things you wouldn't even consider until you actually listen to her presentation on different ways to help your health. Let's see, what else have I put in? I've addressed nutritional deficiencies in the bowl with some reagents. Let's see, I've addressed a blood-brain barrier with the red door, mitochondria, and the vagus nerve is one that I'm currently about ready to put in. I was just making sure if it's right for him, the right timing for him, and how long to put that one in for. Let's see, what else have I done? Gosh, he's, every once in a while he'll have like a really sore throat, and I'll just put in stuff for the sore throat. He had like a little eye thing that was going on at one point. It wasn't a constant thing, but like you get a little cold, something was going on with his eye, and he actually, I figured out what was going on. It was certain bacteria, and I put that rate in, and that helped clear. Yesterday he came to me and says, "Mom, I got this sore in my mouth." And I think it's like a little bit of a herpes kind of canker sore kind of thing. Douse the rate, put it in. He says it's gone today. So, and you just, gosh, there's just so many things. And my youngest, he had a cold. It was awful. And he's like, "Mom, put something in my bowl." It's like, when you start to get that, I'm telling you, you're doing something. Keeper doesn't necessarily say put something in my bowl, but I can't remember some of the ones that originally started with Keeper. It's such an impact, but it's still an impact. Coherence, just the coherence is, my son is so happy now. So happy now. How do you put a number on that, or how do you really state to people how wonderful that is? And you don't really know unless you've had the opposite. And I have had the opposite. Thank goodness he's never hurt me, but I've worked with other youngsters on the spectrum who are hurting their parents, and some of those needed fungal stuff, some of those needed viral stuff, bacteria stuff. There's a yeast overgrowth. I mean, I've noticed that when I'm working with people that have a lot of that vocal ticky stuff going on, like high pitched stuff, it's yeast oftentimes. So just putting in those fungal yeast rates. I mean, gosh, there was a whole huge list of them you can go through and figure out. Anyway, if those aren't necessarily in the packet, if you're getting started with a quick start, but that's actually in a different thing. But like the Bartonella, I just went through and found a list online, started going through which one. And I've also had rates for aluminum, mercury, and lead in his bowl. And I have no doubt those are helping as well. And arsenic, he used to eat the whole apple. Like, where did the core go? He ate it. So he also had to have rates in there for arsenic. And I tell myself, if it's just an inch today, what's it going to be 10 years from now or 20 years from now? Trying to keep, balance isn't static. You have to keep looking at it because we get exposed to all different kinds of things. You get exposed to the neighbor who's spraying something over in the field next to you. Well, there's a rate for that. or a statement for that to help clear the roundup, or you got those chemtrails going overhead. There's stuff you can write, statements you can write for those. I swear every full moon and new moon we got something going on, and with parasites, and you put rates in there for that. There's just so many things that it's been helpful for, that if I didn't have access to the red door, what would I do? You can help some of those things with diet and herbs, and I did do a lot of that before finding the red door. But gosh, I have to tell you, I didn't get that help at the doctor's office. They only have drugs to give. At least for us, it was not good. My son is sensitive to everything. I'm trying to think, is there anything else? I mean, his stack is pretty high.
Well, like Laura said earlier, we're going to do a whole session on that because I think you have a lot to share for people dealing with similar issues. So this is
Yeah.
beautiful. This is a beautiful list. And let's just defer to that for all the rest that we're going to get into. How is that?
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I really am so excited that you got this program together for people. Just get started, get in there, take charge, empower yourself. There's no number value on that. Seriously, at least for me, it has been an amazing, amazing addition to our lives. Even myself. Yeah, really.
Cool. We have one more question. And then we're going to show you how you can get started and jump in. And of course, tomorrow is a whole Q&A session. And this one is from Aya again. And it's, how do you clear the bowl to use for a different person?
You just pick the rates out, put a different different witness packet in, and then you got a different person.
So there's not really a need to clear.
No, it clears itself.
All right.
You just put a different witness packet in, and it connects to that person. If I take me out and put my dog in, it connects to my dog. Take my dog out, put my property in, it connects to my property.
Yeah. All right. Simple, easy. Okay. So let's get to what we have available for you. If you already have the jump-in offer, you're all set. The offer that we have for you is something that Laura mentioned. It's the Katase Red Door Mentorship Program. And that is a special program that Lora and Laura are going to be hosting and helping anybody working with a red door with whatever they need help with. You guys want to talk about that real quick? You did a little bit, Laura, but just expanding some.
Do you want me? Or
Oh,
you
go ahead. Sorry. I was going to say the whole idea kind of started, at least for me, is like when I was learning how to do the red door, I couldn't get through the program fast enough. And I was going through the program, but I was like, Laura, help. And, and I would go over to her place, and she did the first evaluation on my son, and I got to see how she did it, and got to feel the energy of the bowl. And we've had bowl parties and stuff like that where people come and visit and see and hold and touch the bowl and see how easy it is to work with it. So we thought, hey, if we could provide a situation where people can come in, have their questions all ready to go, or kind of label where they're having issues, or want to address a certain statement that they're just not getting quite right for the bowl, we got a place for that. we got a place to help you get started and keep you going, because the more people that are doing it, the more empowered they are.
Yeah, I think both Laura and I we're definitely passionate bowlers. And as you can see behind both of us, it's just been, the more you get success and see how it works, you realize, you start thinking of all the other different ways you could use it. But what I found is, in a community of people, you suddenly hear how other practitioners and users and students are using their bowl, and it gives you an idea, like, I have that problem, or I want that. Amanda talking about manifesting, I want to use my bowl in manifesting how I do. And so the mentorship actually starts June 1st. So there's if you're jumping in, and you get this jump in program to get you started off, it does already come with 6 months of that. So, but if you're already a bowler and want to join our fun, you can sign up to participate us, and it gets kicked off in June. So there's 2 hours once a month that Laura and I will field questions and answers, practical, your bowl, what you're doing. I think we'll also take some time to give some tips and tricks and inspire you to use your bowls different ways. Give some, Kay's Q&A, or quick start program will really get you up and going. And so we're just taking you to the next level and beyond. So once you're in there, the real play, the real creative play that the bowls can do. And so as also part of the mentorship, on Discord, we have a community channel. So you'll be able to ask questions. Other students can reply to questions. And so even though we'll meet just once a month, there's that community of sharing and ongoing. I can't say enough about, I was really excited when I got my bowl, but I got even more excited, in the years to come, as more and more people were getting the bowl and playing, and Laura's depth and breadth of getting, I'm sure Kay feels the same way. Here I'm acting, I'm like the only one. She's like, oh, thank goodness there's other people. But it'll be, you'll have the ongoing online community, and then you'll have us with it. And, in the Jumpstart, it's really cool too. You also get K. So the jumping in part, the new package, but there's the jump in program. Also, you get the 6 months with Laura and I in the Red Door mentorship, but that you also get 6 months of the Katasi mentorship with Kay. So you get Kay once a month to ask questions along with all the other students that show up online. Was I supposed to go there, Helmut?
Absolutely.
Good. You
both
get the master and her students.
Both mentorships are going to be really amazing, but Kay's mentorship she's hot. That's all I can say. Sometimes we go for hours. So the way she teaches and conveys the teachings and the essence of them and answers the questions, it's just a rare find. So thank you guys. Thanks for sharing that. And the next, what I wanted to mention for people who have the Red Door and have the Quick Start, because we previously offered it outside separately, individually, not in the jump-in package, and you do not have the coherence program, I would highly encourage you to get that. It makes a huge difference, as Kay explained on the second day of the mini course. And if you want to find, I have not set that up to offer here in the course. But if you want that, get in touch with Laura. Is it okay if I share your email, Laura?
Go for it.
Or you can share it if you want to.
How do I do that?
Laura, or you can't share it on the screen. Laura Ketty at gmail.com.
And it's
That's-
spelled funny. Lori, or A. I'm sorry. Lora. I can't even spell my own name. KEDDIE at Gmail.
So if you want to find more about that and get the coherence program, she can get you set up with that. And the last one is the big jump-in offer. And I'm going to put that on here. If you do not have the red door yet and want to get started with that, this is what you want to get started with. This gives you everything you need and all the support we can offer, we think you need. And that's going to have you off to the races. Any, do you guys want to comment on that?
Oh, you want all that. That's what and it's such a good deal. I mean, we put together all the things you want, and I don't know. It's not quite, I think it's like a 40% discount off of all of those items and stuff. I'm not sure if I'm getting that accurate, but you'll see it there on the screen. It's a significant discount buying in the bundle. And what we found is you want all that. You end up getting all that as you go along. And so Laura had said it. I forgot what you said to me, Laura, when you saw it.
If I didn't already have a bowl, I could do it again. I went to
Yes, and also come find me if you're a bowler and you're ready for your next bowl. Also find me that. I'll send you a link if your one bowl is not enough or your two bowls are not enough. I can help you out. I can help you out that way, because you can tell. There's always an excuse. That's how well they work. Where, my husband not allowed, wrong word, was, good about me getting into this. And a couple of bowls in, once we started getting them going, when things happen, he would say, do we need to get another bowl? I mean, it's just like, I love that man so much that's his. But he saw how well they worked. They were working on him, and he saw how well they work. And when a problem comes up, that's where we go to address them.
Okay.
There's a couple of questions you might want to look at from Vicky, Joanne.
Yeah. I just wanted to add to the jump-in program. So I think you get the picture. I hope you get the picture that you get everything you need to get started, and you get all the support you want. You probably, if you ever need it, you have everything there. The people who have done this for years now to help you out and really get you on the right path. And yes, Joanne, the QA tomorrow on Sunday, same time, 11 Mountain, 1 Eastern, and 10 Pacific. And will the bowl mentorship be recorded from Vicky?
That's the plan.
We're working on that. Yes, that's the plan. Okay, any other questions right now? Do you guys want to add anything? Any thoughts that you think are important to add today?
write your questions down, show up tomorrow.
We're ready.
This is really exciting stuff, truly. You're not going to
I
find
still
us
get excited. I've been doing this for 40 years at least. And yeah, it excites me more now than it did at the beginning. And it was considerable in the beginning. I was always so amazed and blown away at what this kind of technology can do. And I see it happening with what I'm doing, with myself, with other people, and Helmut, clients, and the students, and all their reports. Uh, uh, Fantastic, like magic, magical kind of changes happening with people's health. Uh, just still get all super excited and blown away.
We love it when you get excited, Kay, because then you produce things like Coherence Package. That was only like 4 years ago, out of excitement. It's like we want Kay to keep getting excited. She's not done yet producing
Not done.
things. That's why this group now getting into Red Door. It's such a cool time to be doing this. Such a great time.
Perfect with the economy being so crazy and our health system is so wacky. Yeah, take charge of yourself.
That
Learn.
reminds me. That
Question.
reminds me of a. Sorry. That
Okay.
reminds me of a closing story, kind of closing story of a recent client who has been dealing with doctors trying to solve a problem, figuring out whether she has breast cancer or if it's dangerous. And they gave her an implant to monitor that. And she said she paid, I think, $4,000 for that. And it did nothing for her. And she started to work with Kay, and after a month, all her problems were gone with that issue.
And
So-
many others. Yeah.
And many others. So when people talk about that this is a lot of money, yes, I understand that it can be a lot of money for you, but compared to what healthcare is today and what this offers, it's a bargain price. At least we think so.
Since I started all this, and we've been married almost like 31 years, we've hardly ever seen an MD. I did
Yes.
for an accident I had with a toe in the hot springs. But I think that was it. And there just has been no need. And I visited some chiropractors, acupuncturists here or there, but even that, there's just so much that, I hear all these other people with their health insurance and their MDs and the emergency rooms and all the pills that they're taking and all the problems that they have through the years. The amount of time and attention and health and money that they have spent that we have not. We never had that expense. I am just so incredibly grateful for the bowl and whatever spirits and spirit helpers in the field and whatever has helped me develop that. Thank you. It's been a blessing and a beautiful and fun ride. Never without excitement.
Okay, beautiful. Any last questions from the audience? Do you guys have anything you want to throw in today? Otherwise, we're going to get to it tomorrow. All right. I think we're good. Thank you so much. This was another amazing session. Thank you, Laura, Kay, and thank you all for joining us live again. It is so beautiful to have you there and have your questions and comments and sharing and thank yous, and really beautiful to connect that way. Thank you so much. Okay, I hope we see you tomorrow at 11. I'm going to send the links out again today and tomorrow morning. And enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Love you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.